Hello there, I'm Hyperstride, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 5 most highly anticipated games that I am very excited about. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
Been fighting longer than I can remember. I'd like to say I'm not a violent man. The trouble just has a way of finding me. But I'd be lying. Doesn't matter where I go. How far I run.
Okay, so Insomniac just dropped the Wolverine gameplay trailer and I am absolutely blown away. This is exactly the dark, brutal take on Logan we've been waiting for. Like, the level of detail in this thing is insane. You can see the blood, the raw, visceral combat, claws tearing through enemies with zero hesitation. And it's clear this isn't the same team that made Spider-Man. This is them going full unhinged with one of Marvel's most violent characters. Liam McIntyre is voicing Logan, and the performance is genuinely captivating as this broken, unreliable narrator dealing with fractured memories across Tokyo, Madripoor, Canadian wilderness, the globe basically, and the story is clearly going to be twisted and psychologically dark. We're seeing Mystique, Omega Red, Sentinels hunting him down, the Reavers are after him, and the combat system is pure animal instinct, like watching someone who's not fully in control of himself just tearing through everything. What really gets me is that Insomniac took everything they learned from Spider-Man 2 and applied it here. But they're not holding back at all. There's no PG-13 safety net. They're leaning hard into who Wolverine actually is. A weapon, a predator, someone fundamentally broken and dangerous. The environments look incredible, every location feels lived in and gritty, and knowing that his healing factor means he can take punishment changes how you approach combat entirely. Fall 2026 feels so far away right now, because this PS5 exclusive is genuinely at the top of my most anticipated list. This is the Wolverine game we should have had years ago, and I truly believe Insomniac is going to deliver something special with this one.
The entire world knows your legend. You survived the Dragon's Triangle. Crossed the threshold to Atlantis. I've heard a dozen tall tales that say you're unstoppable. But I say, all legends must come to an end.
That's where you're wrong. I'm just getting started.
Crystal Dynamics and Amazon Game Studios just dropped Tomb Raider, Catalyst at the Game Awards, and this is exactly what the franchise needed. Lara is heading to northern India in 2027 for what they're calling the largest Tomb Raider adventure yet, and it looks absolutely breathtaking. So the premise is incredible. After a mythical cataclysm has unleashed ancient secrets, treasure hunters from around the world are converging on this region, and Lara has to navigate competing hunters, shifting alliances, and figure out who to trust while uncovering the truth, before someone uses the power buried beneath the fractured landscape for catastrophic purposes. The teaser showed her with a brand new wrist, mounted grappling gadget that fundamentally changes how she approaches both traversal and combat, like she disables lights and swings into enemies with flying kicks, and that mechanic alone seems like it'll revolutionize how you experience platforming in a Tomb Raider game built in Unreal Engine 5. The Indian setting is gorgeously realized with dense jungles, towering mountains, hidden ruins, and vertical playgrounds designed for seamless exploration and discovery. Alex Wilton Regan is voicing this more confident and complex version of Lara, and the storytelling seems to finally balance exploration, puzzles, and action in a way the recent trilogy never quite managed. This game is promising consequences, ethical questions about tomb raiding itself, and themes of power and trust that suggest Crystal Dynamics is thinking deeper about who Lara is beyond the action set pieces, which genuinely excites me because we haven't seen that kind of narrative maturity in a Tomb Raider game in years.
Port Desire, a city that don't belong to anyone, but everyone wants a piece. No laws, no oversight, just the jungle creeping back in. Both the vines and the people. The mayor stepped in where the government couldn't. Said the city needed order, and they'd be the ones to bring it. keeping the peace on their terms. I walked away from it all, kept my hands in dirt instead of blood. But desire is a fickle mistress. The city won't let me go. It won't forget my name. I asked for nothing, and they still came and took everything. The mayors and anyone that stands in my way, every last one of them. They're gonna learn something real simple. You reap what you sow.
Neon Giant just absolutely blindsided us with No Law at the Game Awards, and I genuinely cannot stop thinking about this. It's the team behind the Ascent going full first person with this cyberpunk revenge thriller set in Port Desire, and the shift from top down to FPS is insane. So you're playing as Grey Harker, this ex-military veteran who literally just wanted to grow plants and be left alone. But the city won't let him go, trouble finds him, and he has to burn it all down, using his Black Ops instincts and custom hardware. And the visual style is grounded, gritty cyber noir, not that hyper-colorful sci-fi aesthetic the Ascent had. What really hooked me is the player agency here. You can go loud and guns blazing, or you can creep through the shadows with stealth and hacking. Every choice you make ripples through the story with new outcomes and alternate paths. Meaning this game is designed for replays. The city itself looks unbelievable with this vertical architecture, tight slums, open streets, luxury interiors with vents and hackable systems. Port Desire is alive, and it actively reacts to the chaos you create, whether that's the sound of gunfire or enemy patrols discovering your route. Powered by Unreal Engine 5, the gunplay looks visceral and weighty, and the fact that Neon Giant's leaning into that immersive sim DNA, like the original Deus Ex, but wants to innovate their own thing is exactly what I want to see from studios right now. This is a single-player experience built on satisfaction, consequence, and revenge. And honestly, between the grounded aesthetic, the freedom in how you approach objectives, and that storytelling promise, No Law deserves to be on every cyberpunk fan's radar right now.
Near that place, at least not anymore. But you, if my darkness.
I knew it. You'd never break so easily. But why did you come back?
The Order's blades are coming. They failed once, but they won't fail again.
Please, take it. Save our people. The girl's nothing but a shell now. She'll never be the same.
You broke my blade. But we broke your spirit!
Phantom is movement, striking from where none expect. Blade breath, we channel it into steel, turning any blade into a divine weapon. When Phantom and Blade unite, no enemy stands.
As Game just officially confirmed that Phantom Blade Zero is dropping September 9th, 2026, and honestly, the new trailer at the Game Awards has me absolutely captivated. This is what happens when you blend Wuxia martial arts with Soulslike difficulty and steampunk aesthetics into something they call Kung Fu Punk, and it's genuinely unlike anything else coming out. You play as Soul, this elite assassin working for a shadowy organization called the Order, and he's been framed for murdering the Patriarch, hunted down severely injured, but saved by a mystical healer with one catch. He only has 66 days before the cure wears off, so he's racing against time to find the real mastermind behind everything while facing insane boss fights and grotesque creatures. The combat is absolutely fluid and cinematic, like every fight is choreographed from a kung fu film with weapons transforming, acrobatic combos chaining together seamlessly, and boss encounters that demand precision and timing. It's not a traditional Souls-like, it's its own thing entirely. What really grabbed me is the visual direction, this dark steampunk world dripping with atmosphere. The character animations are pristine, and when you see Soul executing these lightning fast strikes, with snake-themed weapons or shattering through enemies, it feels visceral and weighty. Powered by Unreal Engine 5 with ray tracing and DLSS 4 support, the game looks legitimately stunning on PS5 and PC. And the storytelling seems gritty and dark without being needlessly cryptic. They're actually showing you plot threads instead of hiding everything in item descriptions. September 9th, 2026 can't come fast enough because this game feels like the kind of ambitious, polished martial arts action experience that could absolutely dominate the conversation next year. And I'm genuinely hyped to sink into this world.
Hello?
It hasn't been easy. But after much effort, here we finally are.
Who are you?
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. It's Croft.
Capcom just confirmed Resident Evil Requiem drops February 27th, 2026, and they're bringing back Leonis Kennedy alongside newcomer Grace Ashcroft as dual playable characters, which is genuinely the most interesting direction this franchise has taken in years. Grace plays in first-person survival horror as an FBI analyst forced to scavenge, craft explosives from infected blood, and use stealth with limited ammo, pure methodical terror. Leon meanwhile is third-person action, wielding a hatchet with brutal melee finishers and stolen enemy weapons like chainsaws, playing aggressively and devastating everything, completely opposite gameplay philosophies. The story connects both through a mystery called Elpis linking Grace's dead mother, Leon's past, and Raccoon City's destruction itself, so narrative depth actually requires playing both campaigns. You can switch between first and third person perspectives freely for either character, meaning both protagonists have equal gameplay weight and aren't just Leon carrying the game. Built for next gen with ray tracing, Raccoon City looks absolutely gorgeous but genuinely terrifying. This is survival horror meeting action horror, with two distinct gameplay identities wrapped around one central mystery. And after Village's mixed reception, this dual character approach with narrative sophistication and mechanical variety gives me real confidence that Requiem is going to be a landmark entry for the franchise when it launches next month.